Hello.
Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good to be here.
I heard a little Queen going on in the background while we were
Yeah, I
getting you
just
in.
I just
Little
turned
We
it
Are the
off.
Champions?
I was playing some We Are the Champions. Yeah, it's been a while since I won a tournament.
The Patriots hat is just perfect for this spot.
Yep. Yeah, that
Man,
was fun.
now talk to me about that matchup. That was insane. Did you, when you looked at that draw in game three, did you realize you were just going to turn for him?
No, my draw was pretty bad for game
That's
three.
what I thought. David and I are doing math. We're like, does he flip the Den Protector? Does he want to regrow? He can like a Tarkus Command and regrow. I don't know if he wants to like let Anafenza live to block next turn, and then all of a sudden he's just dead.
Yeah, well, until I drew the fetch land, the play was going to be a Tarkus command to +1/+1 my Den Protector and use Battle Rage to double strike, trample over, have my Den Protector survive the turn and put him pretty low. And I think I would have been in okay shape, especially considering a lot of my non-fetch land draws are spells for next turn also, where I can, maybe finish them off. But obviously, when you drew fetch land, I wanted to make sure I did the math correctly because it was exactsies. I needed to make sure I picked the 3 damage mode plus the put a land into play mode correctly, and yeah, it was exactly 12.
People talk about the put a land into play mode. It never comes up. Never, ever, ever does anything. And then here we are, Super League Championship with a foil play set of Standard on the line. That's 4 copies of every card in Standard in foil. And the put a land into play mode of a Tarkus Command gives you Exaxes.
Yes, the put a land into play mode put 4 foil copies into my Magic Online account mode. So
That's very nice. Put
yeah,
4 foil Jaces, 4 foil Gideons.
and I'm happy to do it using my favorite keyword ability in the history of Magic, the landfall trigger.
Landfall.
So yep.
Snapping Gnarlich, no step lakes, but I guess he'll do in a pinch.
Well, it's way bigger. Yeah, it's double strikes and tramples, and it's never. I never got to double strike and trample with the step links.
How often have you actually put a land into play with a Tarkus command? Does that actually come up a lot?
You
I
know,
mean, can you count them, or is
it's
this just
it's the rarest mode. It's probably a little more rare than they don't gain life, right? In terms of the modes, it probably comes up maybe 5% of a Target's command, something around there, I would guess. Yeah,
so 1 in 20? Not that unusual, especially in the
probably.
landfall deck, I suppose.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, is that the deck? We haven't really get to talk through your process of why you chose to bring that deck here. Not another terrible white black deck, for example. What was your plan coming into this top 8? How did you think it was supposed to play out?
Well, I thought that I mean the way I approach standard usually is I just kind of find cards that I want to play and then build decks around them. And the last tournament was Read the Bones, and I built a Read the Bones deck. And then recently, I've been wanting to play with Scythe Leopard and with Knight of the White Orchid. And I tried to build some Knight of the White Orchid decks, and I had some pretty good ones. But honestly, I think that Green Red Landfall right now is just like pretty clearly the best deck in Standard.
Ow.
I think it has like good matchups against every single deck in the field except for Jeskai Black, and I thought it was unlikely that anyone except for Sean was going to show up with Jeskai Black for this top 6 because I think people are kind of just sick of it.
Okay.
And so, given that I felt favored against every other deck that I could possibly face, I thought it was a that was a good choice.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, it wasn't like you made some metagame call. It was more like you just think the deck is actually the best deck in Standard. Not Rally, not Esper Dragons, not anything that's been actually winning tournaments lately. But
Well, it should crush those decks. I think that if you're talking about a large field like a Grand Prix, if Jeskai Black you still expect to be the most popular, most played deck, it's a very bad matchup. I mean, you're playing against all cards that are really, really good against you. But if you're playing against a smaller field, like this, I think it's clearly the best deck. Because I just feel like you have one 30% matchup that you may or may not face and a bunch of 58% matchups. So if I had to play a Grand Prix tomorrow, I don't know if Red Green Landfall would be good of a choice because you're going to play against random Jeskai Black decks that you're disadvantaged against. But against Esper and Rally and Eldrazi and Abzan and all these decks, you want to play those all day when you're playing with Side Leopards.
yeah, Eldrazi Ramp also an okay matchup for you.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, that's the thing is that standard these days is designed. I mean, they've designed the cards clearly for creatures to get into combat with each other, and when your creatures can suddenly become like 9-power double striking tramplers, at instant speed notice. I mean, I think Ari Lack said it really well in his article for Star City that like become immense is just it's the rate on that card is so silly that you really need to either play with it or have a really good plan against it. Jeskai Black has a great plan against it. A lot of these decks do not.
Fair enough. So what's next for you?
Getting married. That's it.
That's where I thought we were going. I don't know if you have any magic left in your year, but you've got a wedding coming up here in just a couple of weeks?
Yep, getting married in a couple of weeks. First going to the Patriots-Broncos game in Denver a couple days before, then to get married, then to Italy for a week, and then we'll start next year with Grand Prix Oakland.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the impending nuptials. Congratulations on winning the Super League Championship. It's certainly been a lot of fun watching you play, and you certainly have shown a lot of people, I think, how powerful that red-green landfall deck can actually be.
Thank you, and I will be watching the Vintage Super League as a fan, so looking forward to seeing what people bring to that, and I'll be tuning in.
Awesome. Yep, we will be back next Tuesday with the play-in tournament for the Vintage Super League. Paul's too busy with a honeymoon. We couldn't quite sneak him into that tournament, but that's all right. There you see to look at the 8 players that we will, in fact, have next Tuesday. And then once we have our new 10th player, we're just going to be playing Vintage on Tuesday nights through to March. Going to be a lot of fun. So congratulations, Paul. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Appreciate it. Thanks for putting it together. And, I had a great time.
Awesome. All right, guys, that's going to put a wrap on our first Super League Championship. See you guys next time.